It started out with a journey across the country, down through Tennessee, Kentucky, and Georgia, and Tennessee again? What the hell? And then back into Georgia. It's a long story. And finally, we ended up in Kennesaw at Stylesboro Biscuits, the best, with Keith and Teresa. And Greg, of course, was with us. If Adam only had a sycamore leaf. And as you can see, it was quite warm down there, reaching 80 when we got to Florida. Going through southern Georgia, past the cotton fields, and to this roadside barbecue place, which was most excellent. I had a long conversation with the guy sitting on the cooler with the cataracts. His name was Tony. Finally, we get to Florida. No sign of MAGA. No sign of DeSantis. And it all started with a visit to urgent care for an ear infection. But that didn't keep us from going to Schooners by the beachside and finally into our place at 4 o'clock on Monday. Preston and I walking on Tuesday down the beach, still fantastic.
Yeah, it's, even if it's just for their food, for their dinner, that doesn't matter, right? There's still exciting scenery, so
I think that's great.
yeah, it does, it does make coming home a
It'll
lot
soak
better.
up your whole day for sure.
It does, yeah. There are some days where that really
Makes sense.
That really does make a difference.
Yeah, and there are many cats
We
around,
also have
so I
the
Yeah.
pound
nice
cake,
to
which
have
is
some
very,
find one
very
that was
good.
I agree.
I think we should maybe focus on
I'm
that.
probably not
and-
going for the kitten.
No.
The kitten,
But it's not, you still need cream.
No.
The last one I had
No,
was really
it's very, very
more
moist.
spicy.
It does not need anything else.
Cats are
This
very
is not spicy.
No, not at all.
yeah,
But I thought you were,
independent.
that's why you had the remoulade sauce.
No, I mean, I put lots of poblano peppers. The last time I put chipotle pepper.
sure that will be a good option.
And that added the spice.
I have a number of people trying to talk me
I will
into
do
this.
that again next time.
It's gonna be hard.
Dad and Sherry walking down the beach and even swimming one day together, which was awesome to see. Everybody at Thanksgiving, or maybe this was the night before, and then a moonlight shot. Laurie Owens, do you remember Laurie? She was in town at her beach house. So we got together for a few hours, and this is everybody. Once Marty and Trish arrived. This is me trying to get my friends to meet me here for a swim. This is Trish, Marty's partner, my cousin Marty. You remember Marty, I think. This is Uncle John and Michael and Leisha. Michael is Leisha and Mark's son. My lovely wife. Everybody cooked kind of their own thing. This is Sherry. And I needed to make something to start the coals with, so I made my own chimney. You gotta celebrate Thanksgiving. You might as well do it here on the beach. This is Guru Halleck with the sous chef Preston. Coming at you from the grill. We didn't have any lighter fluid, so we built a chimney out of aluminum foil. And I also had to build a little cradle for the fire starter down below. So I guess we'll see if it works. Come on, baby, light. This is Marty ogling Beth's buns, and really, who can blame him?
I don't think the thing works for those. You got it.
All right, down the stairs we go to check on the coals. Okay, third floor. Second floor. First floor.
You think?
What are you doing?
I can find my own landing.
The coals were for finishing the turkey, which I sous vide'd for 24 hours. Though the skin didn't turn out great, everybody loved it, and this is all that was left. It was a fine day, ending with this sunset, which is excellent. Here's the Sandboni, driving down, smoothing the sand out. I've never seen a Sandboni before. Ann says they use them in New Jersey to pick up needles off the beach, maybe they just use them to pick up sorority girls after spring break. Regardless, I was impressed and quite entertained. Some local art. Here we are at Hunt's, my favorite oyster place, which I know I've talked about in the past. This is always the place we went to with my mom and dad. First time I've ever been without my mom. And the oysters were good. And everybody got a dozen except for Beth. She is not a raw oyster eater. Mark and Leisha. Michael and his girlfriend Delilah. And then here are Colleen and Aunt Patsy in their matching Hunt shirts. Colleen and I went for a long beach walk it was about 5 miles. It was good. And then we went out and played some mini golf. Here we are now back in Kennesaw on our way back. That's Greg loading the van with all of his stuff. We dropped him off on the way through and picked him back up on the way back. It was great to see Teresa, and I think she and Keith are going to be coming up in June. So, to all, a Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Here's Greg having been transformed into a Minnesotan. It was -5 degrees this morning, which he loved. I decided that rather than shovel, I just was going to lay down in the snow. Colleen said that old men shoveling snow causes heart attacks. So I decided to cut the middleman out and just have a heart attack. I mean, why do all the work and then die? Why not just not do the work and die? Either way, you're going to be dead. So back in Minnesota, today is Thursday, first full day. We've been back. We got back last night, and I immediately went to curling, and we got our rocks handed to us, which was unfortunate. Anyway, I'm going to call this a video. Hey, you're a video. And that is my story, and I'm sticking to it.